Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I had gotten another request on the Tate brothers. Okay, I had just did a reading on him very recently. It was like one of my second or third last videos that I've done. But somebody wanted me to, you know, see if I could pick anything else up on it or if anything else would come up. With all the allegations and whatnot that have came out. So I'm going to do that. And we're going to get right into it. So I am going to mix my cards up here. And remember, if you have any requests that you want me to look into, I will definitely look into them. Just leave me a comment on the video and I will get to it as soon as possible. So let me just mix these up here. Yeah, so he was supposed to, well, actually, no, he filed an appeal, I guess, and it was denied. You know, obviously, I'm sure you've heard, you know, if you're familiar with everything going on. So, yeah. Alright, let me get these laid out. I'm sorry, the longest part of these darn videos is laying the cards out. But, as I've stated a million times, I like to do it on camera. That way y'all can see what I'm doing here. So just bear with me here. I'll go as quick as I can. And thank you so much for watching my videos and subscribing. My 191 subscribers. I love you guys. You know, even if I only get one view on the video, it's okay. You know, it's not about making money right now. It's just a hobby, and you know, I'm trying to get better, you know, and this is kind of my way to do it, you know. So yes, I just want to thank you guys. I really do appreciate it, you know, even if it's just one person, you know, that one person makes a huge difference, so I appreciate you. Okay, so everything's laid out here, as you can see. Fix my hair. Looking like a hot mess today. I'm at work, I'm on break, and I only got 3 hours of sleep, so I am not feeling the greatest, but we're going to do the best we can. Okay, so give me just a second here to get drawn to some cards for Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate if he wants to come into it too, because I know it's both of them. So let's see. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Hangman, Queen of Swords, 6 of Spears, Page of Swords, and then 8 of Spears. Alright, do the Hangman first. Let me just pull up my... Okay, so the Hangman. Okay, so key meanings: time, suspension, waiting, transition, protection, reversals, sacrifice. When the Hangman, while the Hangman reveals waiting for a decision or a change in circumstances, he also invites you to take a different view of the situation, as you could find an ingenious solution. The card also says a sacrifice may be needed to break the stasis. Guys, I'm so sorry for my pronunciation, it's horrible. And forge ahead. Whatever your decision, you can move forward enlightened. Additional meaning: prophecy, dreams. So I think with this Hangman card, I do think, you know, obviously this makes total sense. You know, he is locked away. You know, there is a lot of suspense right now on what's going to happen. You know, is he going to get out? Is he going to be charged? Is he guilty? You know, kind of waiting around, you know, or hoping and trying to change the circumstances. And, you know, Andrew may need to, you know, kind of step back and, you know, as it says, take a different view of the situation. So yeah, I do feel like that does make sense, you know, given the situation he's in. So that's what I'm going to go with the Hangman. Let's let's move on. Okay, so next we have, Page of Swords. Okay, so the Page of Swords, key meanings: news, contracts, vigilance. As a person, the page is a young individual, male or female, who is witty, clever, and contrary. Applied to a situation, he represents vigilance. You may have contracts and documents to arrange or sign for property, travel, finances, or other agreements. So this message is to pay attention to the detail and listen carefully to advice from trusted sources. So once again, I mean, this does kind of, fall into the situation, that the Tates are in right now. Waiting for news, and then, with lawyers and documents and stuff. So again, that does kind of, align. Yeah, that's what I think with that. And obviously he'll talk to his lawyers and stuff, and hopefully he listens carefully. I'm sure he will. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the Page of Swords is representing in this. Makes sense to me, so hopefully it makes sense to you. But yeah, that's what I feel with that. Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, key meaning: single, mindlessness, strength, intelligence, insight. The Queen is smart, charismatic, and wise, and also is an ally up to a point, but she ultimately puts herself first. Applied to a situation, she advises you to trust your intelligence and insights. The card often comes up in readings to show strength of character, and it can stand for single parents and single women. It's interesting, because it is a queen, which obviously would be represented more for a female, so I'm not sure. Maybe y'all can help me out with that one. Or it could just be referring to, the strength. Because I will, love or hate Andrew, right? One thing I will say about him is he is very strong-minded. You might not agree with everything he says, but I do think that he's a very strong-minded man. Very egotistic. Can be a little cocky. A little crazy with some of the things that he said. But, I do think that he is a very strong man. And I do think he is intelligent as well. Don't come for me. I'm just saying my opinion, right? We're all entitled to our own opinion. Or, again, like I just said, could just be talking about the strength of his character. Because, again, he is strong. Like, I think he's a strong man anyway. Whether you like him or not. But let's move on. So, next we have Six of Spears. Where'd it go? There it is. Six of Spears. Okay, so the Six of Spears, key meaning: success, acknowledgement, prizes, self-confidence. Take a well-deserved bow. The harmonious six shows appreciation and success. You are recognized and rewarded for your work or your community, educational, or sporting achievements. This card answers yes if your question was, will I pass my examinations, win this award, etc. The card shows self-confidence and in relationships and feeling high on love. So, trying to figure out how to explain, but I don't know. I mean, it could be referring to, his army that he has behind him. I mean, you're with him or you're not with him, you know what I mean? And he's been very successful. I don't know. I might be missing something with that, so if I am, I apologize. But I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to think too much about it because it's just going to hurt my head. So we have the Eight of Spears. Sorry if I'm a little, out of it. I'm very tired, guys. I'm doing the best I can. So for the Eight of Spears, The key meanings is travel, news, speed, communication. This 8 is the Tarot Go card because it symbolizes opportunities to connect, travel, create, and be inspired. Stuck projects get moving, problems dissolve during this exciting phase, but be mindful of your energy. You don't have to say yes to every invitation. In relationships, the 8 shows love news, and you may be traveling to see a partner. So, you know, this card does represent travel, you know, and news and stuff. I mean, I know right now, with him being in jail, he's probably not doing too much of travel, but I know that is something he loves to do. And he, you know, has a lot of projects and a lot of things he works on. I do wonder, like, I kind of wish I knew, like, how long is he going to be locked up for? Are they going to just lock him away and throw away the key? Whatever happens with him, I do feel that he will get through. I know he's very strong-minded, so I don't really worry about that. I'm going to pull 5 more on Andrew Tate and or Tristan. So let's see what else comes up. Give me a second here. Look around. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Temperance, the Tower, 9 of Spears, 7 of Swords, Ace of Spears. So, the Tower, key meanings: destruction, chaos, breakthrough, revelation, shock. A shocking event, sudden change, and chaos are the traditional Tower meanings, but you are not responsible. The upside is that you are released from old ways of being or living and awaken to what is now possible. There's an opportunity to learn from the past and create a stronger foundation for the future. Additional meaning: a relationship secret, an intense attraction. I mean, it does kind of make sense to me. I mean, take what you will with that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go, you know, with what that says. I mean, that does make sense to me, so I guess we'll see what happens. Temperance. Key meanings: balance, adjustment, resources, guidance, choices, moderation, reconciliation. You may be managing a huge workload, balancing budgets, or negotiating with demanding people. Carefully assess your priorities and you will get the balance right. Give others what they need in a reasonable measure, but conserve your energy too. Make time to schedule, plan, and care for your own needs. Overall, the card asks you to readdress whatever is out of kilter. Additional meaning: connecting with guides and angels. Give me a second. Just want to check my other book. Sometimes it'll explain things a little bit more into depth. Okay, so yeah, finding balance, having patience. Yeah. In Temperance, we find moderation. The card describes the act of combining the different elements of life harmoniously. This card is often easier said than done, since true balance can be difficult to achieve, let alone maintain. Might need to find balance, or maybe it's, I don't know. Take what you will with that, I guess. Alright, let's see what else we got here. So we have 7 of Swords. Okay, so the 7 of Swords, dishonesty, theft, transgression, mistrust. The 7 is a Tarot's Thief card. It asks you to protect your ideas, home, and possessions, even your relationships, from opportunists. While this card can also indicate legal issues and business malpractice, more generally it reveals an atmosphere of mistrust and the need for vigilance. Keep your wits about you and guard what is rightfully yours. So, you know, that one does kind of make sense, you know, with everything going on. You know, the legal issues, business malpractice, I mean, maybe maybe there's some sort of issues with like some of the things, you know, like his money or like how he got his money. Like, again, I don't know. It's just kind of what's coming up. Business malpractice. Mistrust. A lot of mistrust. Protect your ideas, home, and possessions. I know they're already taking his cars, so. Yeah. Kind of makes sense to me. Again, take what you will with that, I guess. Let's move on. So, there they are. Okay, Ace of Spears. Okay, so key meanings: beginnings, drive, desire, ideas, fertility. Fiery energy, inspiration, and communication are the gifts of this ace. It is a great omen of success for new work, businesses, creative ventures, and travel. Clear purpose and drive. Achieve your desires. As the spear is a symbol of male virility, virility, the card can also show starting a family. An additional meaning is commitment from a male partner. Interesting. Well, it's a good card, so I guess we'll see. Okay, and then the last one we have for now is the Nine of Spears. Okay. So for the Nine of Spears, key meanings: defense, determination, strength, boundaries, creative tension. You're in a strong position, defended rather than defensive, but hard work is taking its toll. You may feel exhausted by the sheer effort it's taken to get to this point. This card can also show keeping ideas to yourself because you fear criticism or buildup of tension in creative projects. Not really sure with this one, but I guess with this one I'm just going to go with, you know, I'm going to take the key meaning: strength, determination, defense, because again, you know, they are very strong men, whether you like them or not. And, you know, it could be talking about, like, when it says defense, that might kind of fall into line with what's going on, you know, with him having to, you know, fight these legal cases and stuff, you know. You know, and that he has, like, determination, you know, he's gonna get through, hopefully. I guess we'll see what happens. But, that's all I'm gonna do for now. Maybe at some point I can come back and get into it again. I guess for now, I'm just gonna wait and see what comes up. We'll just wait and see what comes up. I'm sure more things will be coming out in the news at some point, and we'll go from there. But, yeah, that's what I got for this one. Again, I apologize if it was kind of all over the place. I'm a little like, woo, today. But, yeah, I did the best I can, and I thank you so much for watching my videos, and I will be back with some more videos soon. So thank you for being here. Have a good day, guys. Bye.